Great afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 5, and our topic is about non experimental and quasi experimental strategies. But first, I'll give a short discussion about the background of our topic. When we say non experimental, it is a descriptive research design that consists of purely observational studies that provide descriptions about the situation and the outcome of the study. Survey research, naturalistic observation, and case study are the most important methods that are used in collecting information under non-experimental research. Another is the quasi-experimental strategies. In quasi-experimental strategies, the independent variable is manipulated to observe the effects on the dependent variable, but it does not contain a random method. It is only focused on demonstrating causality between an intervention and an outcome, which means it has a cause and effect relationship between two variables, but it cannot give a further explanation about the relationship. So, other concepts about non-experimental and quasi-experimental strategies will discuss later by the next reporter. Next is research strategy. What is research strategy? It refers to the general approach and goals of a research study. The selection of a research strategy is usually determined by the kind you plan to address and the kind of answer you hope to obtain. In other words, a research strategy is a plan or design that gives direction to the researchers when conducting research. The selection of research strategy consists of a step-by-step process in gathering and analyzing the data until how the research will be executed, and our study or the kind of problem we want to address depends on this strategy. Clear and proper presentation of goals is important in developing the research study.
In non-experimental research, it falls into three types: the single variable research, correlational and quasi-experimental research, and qualitative research. Non-experimental research is a research that lacks the manipulation of an independent variable, control of extraneous variables through random assignment or both. It includes no applied treatment and experimentation. It focuses on a single variable rather than a statistical relationship between two variables. So it mentioned that it includes no applied treatment and experimentation. So non-experimental research is very flexible during the research process because it only requires simple observation of the variables, making it an easy and somehow a low-effort kind of research. However, non-experimental can be shallow because it doesn't allow the gathering of data post-treatment. And since it only focuses on a single variable, the cause of phenomenon is known and the effect of it is the one being investigated. So basically, it becomes mostly one-dimensional that focuses on a small series of variables.
Quasi-experimental. The quasi-experimental research aims to determine causal relationships among variables. Also, it bears resemblance to true experimental research. However, it's different because there's no random selection of participants in quasi-experimental research. Also, it involves pre-test and post-test. Furthermore, in quasi-experimental, control group is optional, meaning it's very much dependent on the design or type of quasi-experimental research conducted. Quasi-experimental conducted to evaluate the effectiveness of a treatment or intervention. With regards to types, there are four types of it. First one is the non-equivalent or comparison design. Second, pretest or post-test design. Pretest post-test design. Third is interrupted time series design, and fourth is combination designs.
The pretest post-test control group design is also known as the pretest post-test randomized experimental design. It is a type of experiment in which participants are assigned to either receive an intervention or the treatment group, or not receive an intervention or the control group. In an interrupted time series design, or ITS, gathers data before and after an interruption in a consistent way. This involves introducing and reducing your digital product or service or parts of it, and then observing if the outcome you're evaluating changes. The Interrupted Time Series, or ITS, study design is increasingly being used to evaluate public health interventions. It is especially well suited to interventions that are introduced at a population level over a clearly defined time period and that aim to improve population level. In comparison design, these designs are also frequently used in psychology and other social sciences, in which members of the treatment group volunteer or otherwise seek treatment, whereas members of the comparison group could not do. Because participants are not randomly assigned to conditions, there are likely to be pre-existing differences between the two groups on both measured and unmeasured factors that must be taken into account during statistical analysis. Combination design, a type of quasi-experimental design that combines elements of both, is generally better than neither the non-equivalent groups design nor the pretest post-test design. A treatment group is given a pretest, then a treatment followed by a post-test.